What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. All we have to do is talk to this child wearing Majora's Mask, and that will initiate the final battle. So, let's do this. Everyone has gone away, haven't they? Will you play with me? You don't have any masks left to share, do you? Well, let's do something else. Let's play good guys against bad guys. Yes, let's play that. And he's going to give us the Fierce Deity's Mask. Could this mask's dark powers be as bad as Majora? Tremendous power is emanating from within. And yes, you did need to complete the 4 trials and give away all of your other masks in order to get the final mask and complete this event in your bomber's notebook. Are you ready? You're the bad guy. And when you're bad, you just run. That's fine, right? Well, shall we play? Alright, so we are teleported to the final boss arena. And this area looks freaking amazing. But very quickly, let's check out our Fierce Deity's Mask. This is technically the 4th transformation mask. So when you put this on, Link will transform into Fierce Deity Link. And, you can't really tell because this area is pretty large, but Link is actually giant right now. Just take my word for it. He's also in his most powerful state. One cool thing, yeah, you can actually shoot lasers out of your sword if you Z-target. That being said, let's do this. Now, I want to mention one thing. I will not be doing this entire fight as Fierce Deity Link, so don't worry. I just want to do like part of this first phase to very briefly show off the power of this mask and give you guys a glimpse of what it can do. But for the most part, I actually want to do this fight as a normal young Link for 2 reasons. One, because Fierce Deity makes this entire final battle a joke. Like, it would be over in a matter of seconds. And 2, for those of you who did not get the Fierce Deity Link mask, I would like to show that it is possible to not only beat this fight, but do so pretty easily. Anyways, let me actually take care of all of the remain masks as Fierce Deity, then I will transform back to Young Link, and we can continue on with the rest of this first phase, because yeah, we really did not even finish the first phase yet, but there we go. Now that he is gone, let me make sure I'm safe, and let's transform back to Young Link. So, here we go, let's take on Majora's Mask. In this first phase, he has a couple of different attacks. This one is his laser attack, so what you want to do is just reflect it right back at him with the mirror shield, and that will do some damage. Now, he does have another attack in which he will start spinning around and lunge at you. He normally does that before the masks of the 4 remains come off the wall, but occasionally he will do it in this part as well. So maybe we'll get lucky and I'll be able to show that off. But essentially what you want to do is just avoid him when he lunges at you and shoot an arrow at his back when he's going back up into the air. It's pretty simple. It doesn't look like we're going to get the opportunity to show that off though, because yep, we are already done with phase 1. But we're not done with this fight just yet. Yeah, things get a lot more interesting from here on out. So now we got some arms, some legs, another weird eyeball thing, and this is Majora's Incarnation. This is probably the weirdest of all the phases. So Majora's pretty much just going to dance around. Like, I really don't know how else to explain it. He will attack you in this form, but, honestly, you can get through this entire form without him attacking you if you know what you're doing. It's kind of weird, though. I kind of want to show off his attack, so maybe he'll do it for us now, because his way of, like, telegraphing his attacks are kind of weird. Like, normally he'll stand, like, kind of like how he just was, and, you know, bounce up and down on his legs, and then throw some energy balls at you, but yeah, it doesn't seem like he wants to attack us. Maybe now. Alright, maybe not. Like I said, this is the most... Oh, wait. Well, that was his, like, animation for attacking us, but I guess I hit him with a light arrow beforehand, so I guess it sort of, like, canceled it out, even though it did make the sound of Link taking damage, so that was kind of weird. There we go, finally. Alright, so yeah, that's what it looks like when he attacks you. And yes, you can just use your mirror shield to block all the damage. But there we go. That is the end of phase 2. And now we're moving on to the final phase, which is the hardest phase. And yeah, he gets all buff and creepy looking. This is Majora's Wrath. Alright, so first things first, what you want to do is, yeah, try and quickly target him, because if you lose target of this guy, it is very, very bad. Basically, what you need to do is target onto him and keep your shield up, because he's going to throw his whips at you. So what you want to do is try and guard past all of his whip damage and wait for an opening. And oh, when he does this, by the way, yeah, just rotate your control stick as much as you can to try and break out of that. If you don't break out in time, he will throw you across the room. And when he does that, he can pretty much get you into a loop where he can damage you a lot in just a few seconds. So try not and get caught by that. Anyways, what you want to do though is block his whip damage, wait for an opening, shoot him with a light arrow to stun him, and then go up and attack his legs. So now he's going to start like throwing tops out, and no breakout please, thank you. The tops are pretty easy to avoid. Again, just get close to him, stun him with a light arrow, and then attack his legs. It's pretty easy. I'm using my Great Fairy Sword just because it does more damage, and it is the fastest way to kill this guy. So hopefully just a few more hits and breakout, please. Alright, thank goodness. And we will be done with this third phase. Oh wow, is he just gonna let me stand here? That's great, perfect, there we go, awesome. And down goes Majora's Wrath, and that is it, guys. We have just completed the final boss. Like I said, it's really not that difficult if you know what you're doing and know what each phase of Majora does. It's just that there's a lot of randomness to this battle that can be problematic. Thankfully, we did get pretty good RNG. Anyways, after defeating Majora, yep, the moon just sort of disintegrates. So there we go, we've done it, guys. And there's all the inhabitants of Termina. I guess they're like standing outside watching, because maybe it's not every day that the 4 giants show up. And there's this really cool like 3-color rainbow, which really isn't much of a rainbow, I guess, but whatever. At least all the people are happy, and the moon is gone, and we saved Termina. So you know what? All in all, I'd say it was a pretty good day. Dawn of a new day. Ah, he's awake. You guys, you hadn't forgotten about me. You still thought of me as a friend? Of course they did, man. They just, got other things to do every now and again, They can't spend, like, every waking moment with you. So don't worry, dude. You're not alone. Buck up, dude. You got some friends in this world. It's okay. But there we go. The giants are returning to their respective lands. So sadly, the Skull Kid is kind of alone again, but at least he knows that his friends are nearby. Did you save me? I thought they didn't want to be friends with me. But they hadn't forgotten about me. Friends are a nice thing to have, Could you be my friend too? Hee hee, you have the same smell as the fairy kid who taught me that song in the woods. I know, let's do something! Oh, so the evil has left the mask after all. Well now, I finally have it back. Since I am in the midst of my travels, I must bid you farewell. Shouldn't you be returning home as well? Whenever there is a meeting, a parting is sure to follow. However, that parting need not last forever. Whether a parting be forever or merely for a short time, that is up to you. With that, please excuse me. But, my, you sure have managed to make quite a number of people happy. The masks you have are filled with happiness. This is truly a good happiness. Well, both of us have gotten what we were after. So this is where you and I part ways, isn't it? You know, it was kind of fun. Well, it's almost time for the carnival to begin. So why don't you just leave and go about your business? The rest of us have a carnival to go to. Link! Thank you. And with that, a new day has beset Termina, and the Carnival of Time will kick off without any issues. So there we go, guys. That is the end of Majora's Mask 3D. Now, as tradition with quite a few Zelda games actually, the credits do continue the story, so we will get to see a couple of things take place. Like, for instance, the Indiegogos will be playing at the Milk Bar, you know, during the Carnival of Time, and they're playing the song, you know, that we taught them in Zora Hall, which is pretty dang cool. I do believe the credits actually change slightly based on, you know, who you help out during your entire journey. So since we did 100% the game, we should have, like, the best credit sequence and sort of be able to see everyone in a happy state. I guess it would have made more sense, though, if I'd, you know, gone back and defeated the bosses of all 4 areas before going and challenging Skull Kid, but really, it doesn't particularly matter because after you know, get rid of the moon, everything goes back to the way it should be, and everything is right in the world, and we've made pretty much everyone that we can happy, so it's kind of cool, really, and I do like this credit sequence. It really does sort of like fill in the gaps, and you get to see that life in Termina does go on after you leave, sort of like how, well, life in Termina was going on before you got there, and it really does help sell the fact that, like, you know, people in Termina have their own lives and responsibilities, and that's another cool aspect of Majora's Mask that not really a lot of other games get to show off. You know, like, normally NPCs are just there to talk to or to buy stuff from. You don't really consider them having a life or anything like that. And hey, check it out! It's our friend the mailman. It seems like he is running back into town since, the moon did not crash, and maybe he's going to try and get his job back. And here are the two sisters doing that dance that we taught them. I don't really remember their names, but doesn't really matter. Oh, and of course, there's that creepy guard that likes to watch them. There's something wrong with that guy, I swear. Oh, I know for sure, this part changes depending on what you do in the game. So since we did, restore all the great fairies, we do get to see them in this version of the credit sequence. So that's kind of cool, I suppose. Let's see, what's next? Oh, Cremia and Romani back at the ranch, and Romani is practicing her bow and shooting the aliens, although I really don't think they will be that much of a problem for her anymore. And back in Clocktown, it looks like we have the owners of the bomb shop, just happy, chilling outside. I mean, it is the Carnival of Time, which is a pretty big deal in Clocktown, so it's nice to see them participating as well. And hey, here's the guy with all his grown-up roosters. I totally forgot what his name was, but doesn't really matter. He looks kinda like he's sleeping, but he should be happy. I mean, he gets to live a full life now with his roosters. And check it out, it's the Gorman troop leader, man. Back in the milk bar, probably very happy that his troop finally got a chance to perform, because that's all he ever wanted. And everyone seems to be, having a good time in the milk bar. What are they doing? Listening to Guru play his weird little instrument thing. Not really sure why there's a chicken in there. I mean, someone should probably get that out. Alright, let's see what else is going on. Oh, we're back in Akana Canyon now. And, yeah, obviously all, the spirits of the dead have passed on. And now that father and child, can finally spend some quality time together. But that's not all. There's one other very important event. What is that? Well, it's none other than Anju and Cafe's wedding. And look at Anju, man. She looks so nice in her wedding dress. And now that we've sort of defeated Majora's Mask and the evil is gone, Cafe should have been restored to his normal body. Sadly, we don't get to see that. It's kind of unfortunate. It would have been really, really cool to see those two, actually get married or whatever, but it's implied, and I guess that's good enough for me. Sadly, not everything can end happily. Here's the butler of the Deku Palace realizing that his son has passed on. We know that the Skull Kid, obviously in order to create the Deku Mask, unfortunately took the life of the butler's son. Kinda stinks that, they do end it off on kind of a sad note, but I think it fits really well with the overall tone of Majora's Mask. There are consequences for things in this game, and I think this ending sequence really does help sell that effect. Everything seems happy, but there's always a price to pay for happiness, I guess. In the end, though, there are always memories that will live on. Like, for instance, Link, the Skull Kid, the Four Giants, Tattletale, and our grand adventure in Termina. But wait, there's more credits! And this time around, I'll go and do my usual ramblings. Like, veterans of the channel will know that anytime I normally leave a credit sequence in, it's because I like to give my thoughts on the project, and I will do that. However, I want to make note of the music that is playing in the background. Sadly, I cannot let you guys hear it for copyright reasons, but I would recommend searching up Majora's Mask 3D credit music and listening to it for yourself, because it's a nice sort of mashup of a lot of really great Zelda tunes, so I do recommend giving it a listen. That being said, I can't do it for copyright reasons, but I would like to, and that is sort of a thing that I gotta bring up, because the reason why I talk over certain musical segments or certain cutscenes that are in game is just for copyright reasons, and if I did not do that, the video might get content ID flagged, and that would just be bad for pretty much everyone, so that's the reason behind that. Anyways, as for my thoughts on this project, I am very, very glad that I waited for Majora's Mask 3D, because I got a lot of requests asking me to do Majora's Mask, and I would always say, you know, I'm waiting for the 3DS remake, and that was before this game was even announced. I mean, I kind of knew that Nintendo had to make this game for the 3DS, I just didn't know when, and when they announced it, I immediately knew that I was going to Let's Play because I've been waiting for this for so long, and I'm really glad that we finally got to go through this game. And honestly, I'm not trying to brag or anything like this, but I think we did it very, very efficiently, and I'm actually happy with the way that this project turned out, because this game, it is a doozy to complete 100% and do so when you want to put more focus on the story. So I actually think I planned this out rather well. Like, a lot of the things just sort of happened to fit together, and I think that was just because, I don't know, for whatever reason, like, planning this LP was not as hard as I thought it was going to be, and I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. That being said, though, our adventure has finally come to a close. So once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be greatly appreciated, but I'll catch you in the next one.